dumadami. Yeah, like.
Ayan.
Live.
Welcome everybody. This is episode 32 of An Eternity of Basketball. Andito na naman po ang inyong AEOB crew. I'm Charlie Cuna together with Noel Zarate and Sid Ventura as usual. At sa umagang ito dito sa Maynila ay nag-uulan. Doon sa California, mukhang okay naman ang weather at ang ating kasama ngayon will bring us some warm and sunny kwentos dito sa ating munting kwentuhan. Because we have with us the Spitfire, one of the, to complete the troika here on AEOB, because we've had Mike Bilbao, we've had Freddie Webb, and it's just right that we have the third man of that famous backcourt trio of the Eco Tanduay franchise, and we have with us Mr. Rene Canent, former JRU heavy bomber, and of course with Eco, a star, and then Tanduay in the PBA. Welcome, sir, to our show. We were very pleased to have you with us.
Thank you very much, Noel, Sid, and Charlie. I'm so excited and nervous, to be on air with you, whatever. But I would like to thank you for having me. Thank you.
Well, it's a pleasure for us, definitely, because I'll start it out already. We are a bit young, okay? We're a bit young for your generation of great basketball players, Mr. Canent, because when we came along, PBA ka na, diba? That's late in your career, shortly before you retired. So we didn't really get to see you play, I guess, in your heyday during the JRU days and then the early Eco days. But the stories that my father told me about you, you were one of his favorite players, all the things that you did. And then we did see some of your skills during those latter days in the PBA. So we were able to witness some of the greatness of Rene Canent. But when we posted that you were coming on the show, the fans were very excited. There's a whole group of guys who are really, excited to see you today and then to hear your story. So let's start from the start. How did you get into basketball? I mean, it's supposed to be a tall man's game, and you're not that tall. But how did you get into this sport?
No, I'm not that tall. I'm very, very short compared to the other players. It all started in school. Well, everybody is starting school anyway. So we have the intramurals or the intrams that you call, and what do you call this? I was in grade 5, and the school where I went to, which is Jose Rizal College, we have the intrams, and the concept was that there's 3 divisions: the under 5'1", and then 5'1" to 5'5", or 5'4", and then 5'4" and above. And I was so little, I was under 5'1". So I played in grade 5, in grade 6, and then first year, second year, third year, no? And we play against each other. The 5 and 6, one team, and then we play against the freshmen and the sophomores and the juniors and the seniors. So yeah, and then the following year, I was in grade 6, so I was still in the elementary team. So we played again the first year and second year, fourth, or whatever, and then and so on every year. So until I was third year high school, I was still under 5'1". So I was in the midget division. So and then after that, fourth year high school, they asked me if I would like to join the JRC, which is now the JRU, JRC NCAA junior team. So I made a tryout. So, and then they picked me as one of the 12. So that was in 1961. Yeah. Oh, that's a long time ago. 1961. And then, you know what? In 1961, when I played in the NCAA junior, unfortunately, our team had 5 players who was overage.
Okay.
Kasi ang NCAA sa junior, I think you only have to be like 18 and under or whatever.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
Mapua also had 5 players also overage. So it was a mess.
It's been happening
And
apparently ever since, huh? It still happens until now.
yeah, and on top of that, that year, 1961, was the year when the seniors, the NCAA seniors, well, had a brawl. And it led to the suspension in 1962. There was no NCAA in 1962.
Yeah. Mhm.
You know, I watched the episode of Freddie Webb. He mentioned the, the suspension
Yes, he
of
did.
the NCAA in 1962. Yeah. So, yeah, I know it all started. Yeah.
But who were your early influences in basketball? Was there an older brother maybe, or was it just the barkada who just started, laro tayo ng basketball, back when you were in grade school,
Uh,
or did you have an
yeah.
idol already you wanted to follow?
Well, my dad, who was a basketball aficionado, he we always watched the games, the NCAA games, and the Mika games at Rizal Memorial. Yeah. Well, he was really my influence because he was always, asking me, "Oh, you want to watch the game or whatever? You want to watch him or whatever?" And then as early as maybe 58 or 59, when Coach Kaloy Loizaga was still playing, and then Bonnie Carbonell was also playing for the Eco team, and then who else? In fact, I saw the championship in 1959 between Eco and Chelsea. It was a big game. Uh, Ismail Steele was already, I think, already there, and Eco lost to an import. It's only 5'9" or 6-footer by the name of Lupusilo. I don't know if you've ever heard of Lupusilo, but almost single-handedly, that team, he beat, almost single-handedly the Eco team that I adored. So yeah, uh, yeah, and then in 19, yeah, that was 59. The Eco lost, and I said, oh, that's tough luck. And 1961, I was lucky to be in the NCAA junior. And then what do you call this? 90. I started since there was no NCAA in 1962. What Jose Rizal did was form a team or a farm team for the following year, 63, which feature Egay Gomez.
Okay.
Oh, and that year, Egay Gomez was, oh my goodness, he was. I think in 1962, 63, and 64, when I played with Egay, I would consider Egay as one of the big guys. Egay Gomez. That was 63 when we won back to back
Right.
NCAA 63 and 64.
Mhm.
And also in 64, NCAA approved some changes that one of their alumni can play for their team. Like Freddie Webb, he played for Letran, even though that he was already playing for Eco. And June Celis, who played also for Letran, but he opted to play for San Beda. And we had Egay Gomez with us. So,
Mhm.
Egay,
Imports.
yeah, like import, yeah. But I think Egay was already connected with Eco. He was a farm team of Eco already in '64. So,
Rene, when you were watching the championship in 1959, you're already an Eco fan. Did you ever always want to play with Eco?
Oh yeah, when I was growing up, and you played in school, your ambition was to play only for two teams, Eco and Ismail Steel. Well, Eco and Ismail Steel were two big teams, just like nung PBA, Crispa Toyota.
Mhm.
It was only Eco and Ismail Steel. So when I played until 1965, 63, 64, 65 in the NCAA. Yeah, I mentioned 63, 64 back-to-back kami.
Mhm.
And then Egay left, and he already was playing for Eco in 65. So we didn't win the championship. So it was, the ambition of, I think I would say all the players to play for either Eco or Ismail Steel
Yeah,
during that.
that was a great rivalry. But you have to tell us about those back-to-back champion teams that you guys had. I mean, Egay maybe was your main guy, and then you. Who else were on those teams, and who were your opponents at that time? Who were your challengers? And you won in those 2 years.
Well, in 1960, hold on, okay. Kasi yung picture, it's only me. I don't see you. Is that okay? Is that?
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, that's all right. Unless you can, because you're using a tablet, you can
Okay.
swipe and you'll see us. I think.
Yeah, you can. But it's okay. Everyone sees all four of us.
We see you.
It's okay. We see
Okay.
you.
Okay. What was the question again? I forgot. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. Tell us about those 63 and 64 squads that you had. Who were the other star players, and who were your opponents, and who were the great players as well on those other teams?
63 and 64. Well, I told you we had when the NCAA was suspended in 62. Jose Rizal already formed a team to play to compete for 1963 and 1964.
Mhm.
And for some reason we had a Egay on that team, which is I would probably consider him as the best center on that year's NCAA. And then we had and then us, all of us are a bunch of, I would say, role players, and our coach, Mr. Kiko Kalilan, instilled in our mind that, okay, we have one star and all of you are role players, and I want you to play your role. So, we have to support Egay, blah, 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 and that's what we did. We, in 1963, we won the first round and the second round. So automatically we won the championship.
Mhm, yeah.
We were 9-1. There are only 6 teams, and in 1964, we again went 9-1. So we also won the first round and second round. So automatically, we won the championship.
Right.
Yeah, but 63 Ateneo was I would say the biggest headache. 63. See Felix Flores, who I joined Felix at the Eco team in 1966. He was still playing in 1963 for Ateneo.
Okay.
And 64, the second place was Mapua. Yeah. And I know that we won. I mean, we went 9-1, and the guys and the other teams went, 7-3 or 6-4. So that's why we won the first round and the second round. So automatically we were champions.
Okay.
And Also, we in 63 and 64, we also competed in the, I don't know, guys, if we still have the National Intercollegiate right now.
Wala na.
Wala na, no. They
Wala
started,
na.
yeah, several years
Oh,
ago.
Yeah, because back then, we also have the PRISA, the PRI SAA, yeah,
Private
which is
schools.
the Private School Interscholastic Athletic Association. Back then, National Intercollegiate, we played already against UE. Well, at first, in 1963, we played a very good team in UST, University of Santo Tomas. Sonny Reyes, Orly Bauzon, and Nonong Belmonte, all future Nika players. And in 1963, we had only Egay as the future Nika player. Yeah, and in 1964, I remember we played already Sonny Jaworski in UE. Yeah, so well back then, Sonny was young and lean, but he's good already. He had already potential in '64. He was very, very good. Yeah.
When you were still a college player, I understand you already dabbled in some coaching some of the junior teams of JRC, the elementary and high school teams. I don't know if you remember that.
Yes.
And one of your players was our recent guest, Philip Cesar. He mentioned that.
Yes.
Yes. How was he as a young
Grade school
teenager,
pala yata
grade
siya nun,
schooler?
eh.
Yes. How was he as a young player back then?
Yeah. I wasn't surprised, but he's younger than I am, so you know what? I'm so happy that he remembers that. You see, when we were in the intrams, our coaches were the NCAA players. So that's why when I was in the intrams, Eli Gomez already was in the NCAA, and Elias Valentino, yeah, was already in 1960. Elias played I think he played in 59 and 60, and then Egay played already, after Elias. So our coaches then was the NCAA players, our NCAA players. So when I became one of the NCAA players, I was fortunate to coach Philip Cesar, yeah, and he remembered that, yeah.
We were asking him why he wore the number 18. Sinabi niya, well, it was the only number available. But probably because the guy who coached him in grade school wore the number 18 as well.
Well, I wore number 18 because my first initial R is the 18th alphabet. 18th letter of the alphabet. So it's only, yeah. Nung nasa junior ako, I wore number 14.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you recall if back then Philip already gave some signs of becoming an all-time PBA great?
Back then,
Yes.
what year was that? Like
71 or 70?
No, grade school
No.
pa lang siya.
Grade school.
Oh,
60s
no,
yun.
si
60s.
Philip
when I
nun eh.
was in grade school.
Oh.
Well,
Yeah,
when I was in
mid-60s.
grade school, the Mika players back then was in the Eco team. There was Coach Caloy and Bonnie and June Achacoso, which is a very good friend of mine. Kurt Bachman was playing for the Eco team. And on the Ismael team, you already had Narciso Bernardo. Who else? Big Boy, in 1959, he was NCAA. So I think he went in 1960 and he played for Ismail Steele.
Yeah.
And back then it was you really are going to idolize all those players. Yeah, they were so good.
But Philip Cesar, when you coached him, he was grade school. He was probably grade 6, grade 7 when you coached him.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
guess, yeah.
Do you remember? Did he stand out at all, or was was he
Gagaling
just a
tong
regular?
batang to, yung mga ganon.
Was he just a regular kid?
Actually, no, because he was just, yeah, you're right. He was just a regular kid. I mean, when I watched this episode, he mentioned that he grew only in the later years, like when he played in the NCAA senior. So, as a kid, I guess he was still under 5'1" or under 5'4", or yeah. And he mentioned that he just loved the game, but he wasn't really a standout. Yeah, which is, alam mo, when you're in elementary, in your high school or whatever, you probably have the basic already. And Philip, well, he loved the game, so that's why he became great.
No, he was
Pasiga pa yung kuya siguro ng time na yun. Mas nakikilala pa yung David Cesar, di ba?
Actually, yung kapatid ni Philip, si David, I played with him sa PBA na. I think 77 or 78. In Jose Rizal, when you see us alumni, we still watch our team, Jose Rizal team, even though we're already playing Eco. I mean, we're already in the Mika teams, no? David was also a very good basketball player. Yeah.
Okay, but just for everyone's information, malakas talaga ang JRU noong 60s. Out of the 9 championships that were up for grabs, JRU won 4 times. JRC won 4 times in the 1960s. So what do you think made JRU or JRC such a strong team? Why was it a dominant decade for that squad of yours, even if you weren't on all those teams?
Yeah, I would say because of, well, of course, practice, and because of the coach also, si Kiko Kalilan. He was a very smart coach. On a game or during the game, what he does is that he would let his assistant coach, do the talking, and what he will do is that he will watch us thoroughly in the first half. So, and then sa dugout, he would tell us, okay, here's the set play of our opponent. If they call play number 1, this is what will happen. Number 2, this is what will happen. So we have to also absorb that. And he asked us, all the players, to listen and observe or whatever. And he was really a very smart coach. So I guess because of that, and the players followed him, and also in the later years, when Philip was also a member of the champion team, ang coach nila was still Kiko Kalilan. So I think the coach also instilled in their brains how to play the game.
Right.
Yeah.
Paalala lang po natin, nung nananalo pang JRU or JRC noong panahon na yun, ang presidente pa po ng Pilipinas noon, si Diosdado Macapagal. So that's how long ago. Yeah. That's how long ago that was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, but my question naman to you, Rene, is so you had great success with the Heavy Bombers sa JRC, but then Eco naman became your team sa Mika. And how did you wind up playing for Eco?
Oh, yes. So 63, 64, 65 NCAA. So after that, since, like I told you, all the players wanted to play for either Eco or Ismael. So all of us are waiting for the call. And, so I was already, one of the players that's, very tired of waiting for the call. So I was hopeless already. I was like, well, I can play for another Mika team, and wait for the call of Eco or Ismail Steel or whatever. And then finally, I think I don't know, 2 months before, because I joined them in 1966. Coach Kaloy asked Egay Gomez, "Hey, Egay, weren't you and Rene in the JRC team? Why don't you talk to him and invite him if he wants to practice with us or try out, and then let's see." So Egay called me up and asked me, the late Egay Gomez. He was one of my idols. He was a good friend. And then so I said, okay. So that's where I saw all the players. I was, I was in awe. If you will see that player, that team in 1966, you had the Olympians or Asian gamer in Ed Roque, Elias Tolentino, and then you got Sonny Reyes, you got Ed Ocampo, and then in 66 also we also had, well, Eddie Pacheco, who came from Ismael Steel. I don't know, for some reason he transferred from Ismael Steel to Eco. And then we had also one of my idols, Mr. Arturo Valenzuela. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. He was what do you call this? Those, and also in 1966, Felix Flores also played with us.
Mhm.
So he was also an Asian gamer or an Olympian for that matter. So yung team na yun, and then plus Freddie Webb, and then who else was there in 1966?
Wala pa si Jaworski doon, ano?
Wala pa si Sonny Jaworski. We had Orly Castello. Yeah, so I mentioned all those players, Ed Roque, Elias Tolentino, and Sonny Reyes, and Ed Ocampo, and Pacheco, and Freddie Webb, and oh my goodness.
Star-studded.
Yeah.
Tapos Kaloy Saga pa, coach.
And then ang coach is Kaloy Saga. And then in 1967, the following year, we were able to get Danny Florencio in 1967. Yeah. Oh, that was a good team too. And then only we go, I don't know if you had some more questions about the team, I'll let you.
No, yeah. Well, let's do. If you talk about Eco, you're talking about a tradition that came many years before you. They were already winning. They're the popular team. They had some of the best players. How did you feel to become part of that brotherhood of Eco? And all of a sudden, you're a point guard, so there's a lot of responsibility on your shoulders to lead the team, during the games. So what was that experience like?
Yes. Oh, the experience was exciting and nerve-wracking, and it was. Well, I was proud to be a member of that Eco team. 66, 67, and 68. Because of the lineups. I mentioned the 5 or 6 players already, and then plus in 1967 or 68, we got Sonny Jaworski and Florencio and June Papa. So those, it was those 3, and plus Ed Roque, Elias, Egay, Freddie Webb, Ed Ocampo, and Valenzuela, and wow, we had star-studded team. That's why in 66, in 67, 68, I mean, up to the last year of the Mika in 1974, either we win 1 or 2 championships in a year, because in those years you have the Mika, you have the National Open. I think there's also a Panamin Invitational, which was sponsored by Elizalde, and National Seniors or whatever.
National Seniors, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. And we will win 2 or sometimes 3. And then in 1968, when we have these players, these awesome players in Jaworski, Florencio, Papa, and the Ed Roque, Elias Egay, and Peruweb, and Ed Patinsola. We had like you can call it a grand slam. We swept, and in fact, Don Manolo gave us a ring, an eco ring, which I cannot find up to now.
Oh, sayang.
No, but I also remember that time, Kuya Rene, that I think Eco went on a 40-game winning streak. Were you part of that 40-game winning streak?
I don't know. What year was that?
I think it was, I'm not
Maybe
sure.
Yeah, let's check. I know Eco holds the record, the Philippine record
the longest winning streak.
I think it was 56, but I'm not sure if that was in the 50s or the 60s.
Oh yeah, okay.
Maybe in the 50s, no?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Coach
Question
Kaloy
ko naman doon is that you were going up against, lakas ng Eco, di ba? Pero sino naman yung nasa Ismael at the time, di ba? Ismael was also a pretty strong team.
Ismael was also an A team. I mean, you got Narciso Bernardo,
Of course.
you got Jerry Cruz, you got Manny Hoxon, you got Boy Arasas, you had Big Boy Reynoso. You had actually in 69, I think, or 67, June Papa was still playing for Ismael still. And who else? Orly Bauzon was also a member of Ismael Steel. And then Felix Flores in I played with him only once in 66, 1 year. And then he went to Ismael Steel, I think. Ismael and Eco were very balanced. Either whoever is, I would say, on that day will win the game. So actually, merong year, we have the year that the nucleus of the national team were 6 from Eco and 6 from Ismael Steel. Okay. So it was only Eco and Ismael who were dominating the league, the Mika League, And actually in 1966, 67, 68, my playing time, I would say, and I'm not sorry about it, and I'm not ashamed to tell that my playing time, my playing minutes were only very limited. Because if you're the coach of that Eco team in 66, 67, 68, you have Jaworski and Florencio and Ed Roque and Elias Tolentino and Ed Ocampo and Balinsona and the guys. You will have a headache. Okay, I'll let you play for 5 minutes, or I'll let you play for 7 minutes, or I'll let you play for this so minutes. And we accepted that too. We accepted that for the team. I was always a team player. I was taught how to play, with a team or as a team. And then in 69, Coach Kaloy, he asked me, or he told me, hey, we have a little not so good news, because Jaworski, Florencio, and June Papa left. So that was the year that I think Jaworski left for Meralco. And Danny when and June Papa went to Crispa.
Right. Right.
So yeah, that was in '69, and then '69, I think wala nang Ismael Steel. So the players of Ismael Steel, or 1970, I don't know, I'm not sure, went to Ariwasa, correct?
Mhm.
Yeah, if I remember that correctly, and I remember Coach Kaloy told me, "Are you in shape?" I said, "I'm always in shape." I said, "I'm always in shape. I always practice and I always do all the things that I'm supposed to do." So and then he told me, "Okay, now that my guards are Edu Campo, Freddy, and Turo Valenzuela, and you, and I don't know who else. Okay, I want you to be in shape." I said, "Yeah, I'll be in shape." So and then he the first, I think the first game that the three stars left. I don't know what league was this. I don't know if it's Mika or Open or whatever. He put me in the first five. I said, "Are you sure?" I said, "Are you sure?" Yeah. I said, and he told me, "That's why I'm asking you if you're in shape. You got to show it to me now." I said, "Okay." I said, "Okay, okay." I said, and we had Turo Valenzuela and Freddie Webb and Edo Campo, and he was probably thinking, "I'm gonna toy with you, and I wanna." Yeah, I want to see if you can do it.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I did my part in that game. So after that, yeah, he gave me the full confidence, and starting in 1969, I was already there. So that was a long time ago. So and then unfortunately he left. Coach Kaloy left, and here comes Coach Feli Fajardo,
Pardo.
which is also one of the smartest coaches. Yeah, he was well. He was also Philippine national coach,
Right.
Feli Fajardo. He was one of the smartest coaches. He had a lot of set plays. He had not only 5 set plays or whatever, more than 5 set plays. And he asked me to be his point guard. I said, actually, wala pang term na point guard. Court general, yun sabi niya sa akin. I want you to be my court general. I said, okay. I want you to do this and do that and do that. Okay. I said, when we have the ball, sabi niya, when we have the ball, I want everybody to look at me. Sabi ni Coach Fajardo. And so whenever, except if there's a fast break, but every rebound that we grab, so we have to look at the coach, and he will signal number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 7, or 8, 9, 10, or whatever. So the opponents are misled, because we had a lot of set plays, and I told him, what happens if you say, for example, you call number 1, and one of my teammate is not in his position. So he told me, well, that's easy. You have to shout at him. I said, Coach, our player is, Eve Gomez, Sunny Reyes, Elias Tulin, Duro
Senior.
I mean, I cannot do that. I said, I am authorizing you to shout at them and tell them, hey, you're wrong. You're not in your proper position. You're not. So it was funny also. I mean, so I spoke to all the guys and I said, hey, guys, did you hear that, guys? but it was fun to be with those guys. I mean,
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
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 A question, Rene. During the time in the 60s, how does one keep physically fit? What was your fitness regimen that kept you in shape I mean, iba na yung fitness ngayon, medyo scientific na. I mean, how do you
Yes.
do it in your day?
Yes. Are you asking me about the Mika already?
No,
Okay.
your personal physical fitness regimen, how did you keep in shape all the way until the 80s, actually? You were in
Yeah,
excellent
actually,
shape.
all the way until the 80s. In the 60s, when I was still in the NCAA, we ran. We just ran. You know, no weights, just ran to get the resistance that you need. So we just ran around the block always in the NCAA. So when I joined ECO, the first time we had already what you call calisthenics, you know, something like that, you know, so the movements or whatever, but we still make the laps. We make the laps, and then I remember, yeah, that's a good question. You know what? In 19, I don't know, maybe 69 something, or 68 or what, I don't know what year was that. Eco team was already, we're losing games because, like Mike Bilbao said, the guys are getting older. Yeah, the guys are getting older, and you know, so what Don Manolo did was he hired a pro soccer player from
Cotillas.
Spain. Yeah, si Cotillas.
Mm.
Yeah, if you remember Juan Cotillas. He was also the trainer for the Philippine national team.
Right.
Because he was very capable of leading the players on how to be in shape. You know, it's not only running, it's not only weights, but he had types of calisthenics or exercises that he gave us. So he was very good, Cotillas. And then he was busy because of the national team. Don Manolo Elizalde then recruited another pro soccer player, Gigi Sanchez. I don't know if you remember Gigi Sanchez. He was also a very good trainer. He also had a lot of exercises, and we lift weights. Believe you me, we lift weights, but we don't lift weights to be, you know, to enlarge our biceps or triceps or, you know, but we lift weights just to be strong and last the game. Yeah, just to be in shape. Yeah, something like that.
A related question to what Noel asked, you know, because you're 5'8", about 5'8", you were probably with 130 pounds or something.
Yes.
So
You're right.
how, you know, even in JRC, how were you able to withstand the physicality? Because we know how physical the NCAA was during that time.
Yes.
Talagang banggaan, nagkakatirahan talaga. And then especially, I guess that magnifies when you go to the Mika, it gets a bit more physical because people are bigger. How were you able to cope with all of that?
Luckily or fortunately, I my first year high school, first, second, third, fourth year high school, up to the first year college, I was a soccer player. Yeah, I was a soccer player. Well, back then it was football. And sabi nga nila football player, di ba? No? But he was a soccer player. And then I also ran the 800-meter run in the track and field.
Yeah, middle
So,
distance.
yeah, as early as first year high school, I was already in shape. Soccer player, you know, and then I ran the track and field. So I didn't run the 100 and 200 because it was explosive. Sasabog ang dibdib mo, sabi nga nila eh. It'll burst, you know. But I was able to run the 800 meter run. Yeah. I didn't run the 400 only the 800. It was my style. The 100 and 200, no.
It's too easy.
I was in shape. So yeah.
We hear your coach in the background saying it's too easy.
You have a coach in the background also.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah, she's here. She's always here. When I watched the episode of Freddie Webb, you showed Yoyong Martirez and
Yes.
Freddie Webb.
Yes,
Right?
100.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
I saw that. You know what? That was the Super Games.
Super Games.
Yeah, yun ang tawag nila, Super Games. We were the basketball players, the soccer players, the archery, and the pelotaris, which is the highlight players,
Right.
and whoever, volleyball players, the swimmers, they invited all of these players to meet and run the 100, 200, 400, 800, and then we have the obstacle course, whatever. It was fun because we were able to meet athletes from soccer, swimmers,
Mhm.
tennis, archery. So all of our sports athletes were there. Super Games. Yeah. So
Yeah. I have
Okay.
a question lang. Going back to your JRC days, Yeah, I don't mean to be derogatory or anything, pero bakit tinatawag na hopya ang JRC? Naalala ko kasi pag nagbabayad sa jeep, saan ba ba?
Yeah.
Dalawang hopya. Bakit hopya tinatawag sa JRC? And
this-
obviously they hate it, di ba?
there's our song is like Jose Rizal College is the name, So one of the guys or one of the opponents said, Jose Rizal College Hopia Factory, So it was that was like, it was fun, it was fun. And I know. And especially when I played in 63 and 64 and 65, we have a strong team. So lahat kalaban namin. So, so whatever,
Whatever you say.
yeah, whatever.
Joke.
No, but is it true that the site where JRC is built used to be a hopia factory, or there's
Or
a
were you
hopia
beside
factory?
the
Oh,
hopya factory?
I don't know. I really don't know. I really don't know about that. No, actually, when I was there since elementary, so in the 50s, so I didn't know about that. So
maybe way back.
Yeah.
maybe way back. Maybe I don't know because maybe in the 40s or
Naalala ko lang kasi pag sasakay ako ng jeep, I used to live in Pasig, I'd go to JRC. I think
Yeah.
kasama ko magbabayad, dalawa hopya.
Yeah.
Nagbebenta ba sila ng hopya sa jeep? Yung pala, yun ang tawag sa JRC, hopya.
yeah, that was fun. That was
Yeah.
fun. That was nice. We accept that. I mean, like even now up to now. I mean, like all those Rizalians and Mapuans or whatever, they will say Mabuhay. It's Mabuhay Rizal. So but they will say Mabuhay Hopia Factory or whatever. So we accept.
Yeah, and apparently they still say that until now.
Yeah,
Because
up to now.
some of our viewers are commenting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was curious lang. I was always curious.
No,
I don't get mad. I don't get mad, especially when I was playing. I don't know. In 1959, when Caransea was there's a player named Tata Caransea. He was very cool. I watch him always. 59, I remember this. And that year, 1959, I don't know. I think he's still alive or whatever. He won the most sportsmanlike player of the NCAA, which was the only award that NCAA back then was giving.
Mhm.
Most sportsmanlike. it's a combination of maybe attitude, ability,
Mhm.
and whatever, most sportsmanlike player. Well, my goal then was because he was a very good player, and he was cool, cool under pressure or whatever. So I said maybe someday I would like to win that trophy too. And in 1965, I won that trophy, most NCAA most player.
You
Yeah,
got it, huh?
yeah, because my dream came true. Yeah,
He's cool.
yeah.
We're getting some comments
we have some,
actually
yeah.
here about the
Hopia,
etymology
ano,
of Hopia dito. The spot now where the gym is, Jose Rizal College, was a site of a former Hopia factory.
Oh
Yun
yeah.
daw yun. Oh, the site
There
where
you
the
go.
gym
There
was.
you go.
Diba?
Let's believe that, because where would that name
Yeah,
come from?
tagal
Yeah.
na nun. I mean, I went there in the 80s and they called it
Yeah.
Hopia already.
There
Kung
you
saan
go.
daw yung gym ngayon. Kung saan daw yung gym ngayon, that
Okay.
used to be a Hopia factory. That's what some of the viewers
Yeah.
are saying.
Yeah, that's Boyet Dizon actually said that.
I need to ask. You were able to reach kasi in your PBA days the Toyota Crispa rivalry, and
Oh, yes.
you saw how intense it was. How was the Eco Ismael rivalry? Is it comparable to that really, or
Oh yes. Yeah, the Eco Ismael rivalry it's the same as the rivalry of Crispa Toyota.
Mhm.
I mean, it's the fans. By the way, I would like to thank all the fans. I mean, like
There's lots of them right now.
before I forget or whatever, I would like to thank all the fans. Back in the 60s, when Eco Ismael rivalry was still, the fans at Rizal Memorial, it was always packed. And we like to play before the fans. I mean, even though, well, not all, but only a few fans really, will dislike you or whatever, or will shout at you negative words or whatever. But still, the fans are fans, and I would like to thank them. I mean, like, you're motivated by the fans. I mean, they shout at you, they boo you, they clap at you, they say all the things they want to say, and I guess up to now, I mean, they're all the same.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I mean, fans will be fans, and well, if you're on the opposing team, or if the fans don't like you, whatever, you just have to say, okay, you're on the other side of the of the field, so that's okay. I mean, like, so that's okay. I mean, the fans were fabulous. The fans were, yeah, well, those were the days. You know what? I would like to say Jaworski. If you play with Jaworski, Sonny Jaworski, yeah. If you play with him, I mean, you will like him. I mean, like, he was. I mean, you'll be confident, like 100% that you're going to win, because he was young then, strong, and he was always, well, he's not talking to the older players, but he was communicating. He was the I don't know what you call it, the brain of the team, even though he was young, younger than the veteran players, because we had already Ed Roque and Elias Tolentino and Egay and Freddy and Edo Campo and San Reyes and blah blah blah. When Sonny came to our team, you will feel that you can win every game.
Mhm.
That was
Wow.
probably the feeling of Arnaiz and Mon Fernandez and Tuadles and Abi King, and when they played with him.
So, Rene, are you saying because when Sonny joined your team, he was like one of the youngest, right? Special.
And he was only
Yeah.
there for a short time.
like
Short time lang.
21, 22. So even then, at that early age, he already displayed leadership
Oh.
qualities, alpha dog mentality.
Yes, yes, yes. Because he was strong and he was, I think back then he was 5'11" or 6'1" already. And he was strong. And and he was good. He was good. He was very, very, yeah. Like I told you, you'll be very confident once he is in your team. You know, you'll. I mean, even if the opponent is leading, you're gonna say, we're gonna win this game because of him.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the
He was,
motivation, the motivation
Yeah.
was there already.
yeah. The motivation was there already. Confidence was there already. Even though I have, you know, when I was when I was made up the point guard of the Eco team in the 60s, I had without Jaworski, Florencio, and Papa, I had Sanny Reyes and Egay and Elias and Ed Rocky and Ed Ocampo. So left and right and you know whatever. I mean, like I can, yeah, I can dish, you know. So and
Kahit saan
then
mo ibigay, no? Kahit saan mo bigay,
Yeah.
okay.
yeah, whoever, yeah. And then
Yeah, but you
became-
also had the jump shot. So kung wala ka mapasahan, you actually
Well-
one of the dead shots of the Eco team, if I remember correctly.
well, I was always underrated, you know, because I was small, skinny,
Mhm.
and the opponent won't mind me, you know. So I take advantage of that.
Right.
Yeah, I take advantage. I mean,
Sid,
Top
you have
of the
some-
key
you have some
jumper
photos,
yan,
no?
eh.
Yes.
Sid has some
We'll go through
photos
some.
to show. Yeah, let's go through some photos and try to reminisce
Yeah,
about what these
but-
photos are. But
you know what? I have to.
Oh, yeah.
What do you call that?
yeah, you just have to swipe siguro to see when the
I don't know.
photos are on.
Wala pa
Yeah, am I
naman.
going-
Wala pa naman.
No, wala
Am
pa.
I going right?
He's about to show them pa lang. Wala pa.
Wala
So
pa naman.
Sid is setting up the photos right now. But
Yeah.
I just like to ask, did you ever have the opportunity, Rene, to play for the national team?
Actually, no. Because oh wow. Ano.
You're blending with your background now.
Yeah.
Anyway,
There you go.
Yeah. Anyway, well, unfortunately, no national team for me. So
Mhm.
I guess it wasn't my time or
Mhm.
whatever. It wasn't.
Yeah.
It's not.
Wow.
What sabi nga nila hindi upo sa akin ang member ng national team.
You see
Whatever.
the pictures
So-
already?
Can you see the picture on your screen?
No,
Okay,
You can swipe it siguro.
you might need to
or,
swipe
or-
swipe left or right.
I don't know how do I. No.
You
I don't
guys can
know
see
how-
it, Charlie.
Yeah,
Noel?
we can see
Yeah,
it
we can see
already.
it. We can see it.
But it's
Oh, yeah?
naka-tablet kasi si Sir Rene.
Yeah, naka-tablet kasi ako eh.
Oh, okay.
You need to swipe, physically swipe the screen left or right until you see it.
Okay.
Can you see it now?
I'm
I
doing
think
it.
to the left.
No.
To the left.
The
siguro.
I'm
Oh.
doing it and I can't.
Wala.
It says none. Maybe if none. Oh well.
Oh no, it's your background that's changing now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Baka naka-virtual background pa rin eh.
yeah. No,
Can you see
well,
the
I see
pictures?
only myself.
You cannot see us. Okay.
Yeah,
Mm.
I can see you. So I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
You have to swipe.
I don't know. So I don't see any pictures.
Well, on the screen right now is a picture. It's a JRC photo,
Okay.
and well, there you are sitting on the front row with your
Yeah.
teammates, and of course, well,
We're 18.
we-
Yeah.
we cannot identify the other fellows on the team. I
Yeah.
don't see Egay Gomez there, but
He was the
it looks like
background.
it's a really old picture, and it's a bit torn on the side.
Yeah.
But
Well, Egay is always in the background because he's
so,
tall.
parang wala siya rito in this particular
Oh, yeah?
photo.
Yeah, maybe
I think
this is well,
wow, ayaw mag-ano eh.
Yeah,
Ayaw,
yeah. Unfortunately, you can't access him.
Yeah. Well, I can't.
sayang.
But for the benefit of the fans, I guess we can just like show the photos also so they can see.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I'll
Back in the day. Let's take this opportunity though to acknowledge some of the people who are watching. I saw Bernie Fabiosa is watching us.
Bernard, yeah.
So is Bert De La Rosa, your teammate.
Yes.
Bert De La
Yeah.
Rosa's watching. Alan Kaidik,
Oh, Alan,
he,
yeah.
he came later on, but he's one of the best as well. And then here's a message. I just like to read this. This kid, one of the guys watching is Olsen Rasela. I don't know if you're familiar with Olsen Rasela. He became one of the best point guards in the PBA in the 90s and into the
Okay.
2000s. He played for Ateneo in college and he played for San Miguel Beer mostly in the PBA. And he has a message here. He says, Olsen Rasela says, the PBA would not be what it is today if it were not for you and the other pioneers of the league who made it possible for guys like me to dream big and play professionally someday. Thank you very much, Sir Rene Canent.
Oh, you're
Actually,
welcome.
That's a great message coming from Olsen, because if there's a
Yeah.
player that I would probably liken to a Rene Canent style later on, it would probably be Olsen Rasela. Yung parang Rene Canent style maglaro, di ba? Pass first and then shoot when open.
That's right.
Pati yung liksi, yung bilis, footwork, everything. Olsen Rasela reminds me a lot of Rene Canent, actually.
So see Olsen is watching also, and a lot of other guys who have been sharing their memories to kay Rene Canent. They're posting on the comments. Maybe
Yeah.
later on, Rene, you can look at the comments also and see what people are saying about you. But
Yeah.
sayang, I really wish you could
Okay.
see the photos
Well,
because
we have
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
the
have an
photo-
instruction here, no?
okay, sige.
I don't know if you know. Kanina pa siya nagko-comment. I think you're related to her, Rosaline Hogan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Rosaline,
Yes.
yes. She said touch screen and then touch more. Dun sa iPad mo.
Touch screen and touch
And
more.
then,
Do you see more?
No, I don't see more. Touch screen.
Sayang, kasi yung the photo that's
Yung
on
tatlong
now.
dots, yung tatlong dots yata yan eh. Din yung more, yung tatlong dots.
Yun siguro yun. Oh.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, yung tatlong
touch
dots.
screen and then touch more. I don't know if that works again.
Doesn't. Yeah.
Ang galing kasi nito because in this photo, this is Eco, and then all the guys that you were mentioning a while ago are here. Edo Campo, Turing Valenzuela, Egay Gomez, Danny Florencio,
Danny
Freddie
Florencio,
Webb,
this
June
one.
Papa. They're all in the photo, and this is such a great photo because some of the all-time
Muse.
greats are here.
Sino yung Muse?
Yeah,
Kaya hindi ko alam. Sayang, I would have asked Rene. I want Rene to tell me who the Muse is, but he can't see it.
You know what? I only remember in 1968 with Jaworski, our muse was the Miss Philippines Pilar Pilapil.
Mukha nga eh. Mukhang ito nga
Oh.
yan eh.
Yung with
Yeah,
Jaworski, okay?
Then,
With the work.
hindi yata
Well,
si
Florencio is here, so I guess Sunny is here. And somewhere. You guys can see
Yeah,
him.
Wala.
if Sonny Jaworski
No,
was
no,
in
he's
the
not.
picture,
He's not
Wala,
in this
no.
photo.
okay,
Wala to eh.
yeah.
But Danny Florencio is here, and I'm pretty sure this
And
is
June Papa.
here.
And June Papa's at the bottom right. Second
Oh,
from the right. Besides Freddie Webb.
That's 1967
Mhm.
because Sonny Jaworski joined us in 1968.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, after his his UAAP stint, no, I think. Because so
Kasi
68 nga siya.
pilapil nga yan.
Maybe.
O ito, dalawa na Muse.
Well, this
Oo
is
nga eh.
Tanduay.
Yeah, this is
We're
Tanduay
looking at-
already in the PBA. Sayang talaga. Hindi makita ni Rene. But this is Tanduay and you have Doming Ichon on the right and then Bobby Litawa on the left. And two muses. Two muses.
Oh,
I'm sure
yeah.
Noel wants to know who they are. But
This is Miss 1978. Miss,
Yeah.
one of the muses is wearing a sash that says Miss Tanduay 78.
Oh, 78.
Yeah.
and of
Yeah.
course the two players flanking the muses are Freddie Webb and Mike Bilbao. The two Tisoys are
Naunahan
there.
pa kayo.
Bigyan. Just kidding.
Yeah, and I see who else do I see in this photo? Nakilala natin. Bert De La Rosa is there.
Malapit na
Oh,
talaga.
1978. Oh, we had a good team in 1978.
Mhm.
Yeah, you got Bert and what Jimmy Manansala.
He was a
Oh, yeah.
rookie, but he's not in this
Yeah.
photo. I was
Yeah,
looking
he's not
for
in
him.
this photo.
Oh, si Joy Cleo was there,
Yeah,
Yes.
Joy's there.
and si Marte Samson was there.
Mhm.
Reno
And,
was
and then
there.
you see all the hairstyles. Pareho yung mga hairstyle ng mga player noon.
Oh,
Ikaw
yeah.
lang, kayo lang yung
Okay.
Mike Bilbao ang iba, yung hairstyle eh.
Yeah.
Okay, you'd expect this from Boyet Season, ano? He commented, na-identify na niya yung isang muse. It's, ano daw, Bambi Arambulo, Miss Maha
Oh, yeah.
Pilipinas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, then,
So, thank you, Boyet, for pointing that out.
and then Jimmy Taguines is there in this picture also. He was Rookie of the Year in 1977. So si Taguines.
Yeah, number 44.
We can
daw
send
siya.
all of
Yeah,
these
so,
pictures to you anyway. So,
Unless these are the ones he sent to us.
oh, probably.
Malamang
Also.
kasi yung background, parang album to eh. Photo album.
Mhm.
Okay,
And
then I guess we
well,
go to
this
the
is
next one.
another, yeah.
Yeah, here,
But
may
this is
imports
another-
sayang.
may imports dito eh.
Okay, ang import, sinong import?
Well, there's a big guy, number 7, and then he has the
This
net
one.
over his neck, and then number 8 is a white import. But I don't know what year this is, but you just
Was
won a
that
championship, obviously. Yeah,
Yes,
Eco.
an
This is
Eco
Eco.
Tanduay.
championship.
This is Eco. This is still Eco.
Oh, Eco. Oh, okay. That was Bruce Sanderson. Oh, that was in the 70s. The other white guy is, or I would say the other
Number
import
8.
is Dave Lindstrom. Yeah.
Mhm.
We won also, like I told you, from 66 to 1974. Either we win 1 or 2 or 3. You know, we had a good team. Yeah.
Well, there's someone, Rene, who commented, si Bertie Desena. That's Lewis
Yes.
and Kelly.
Oh,
Lewis and Kelly.
Yeah. Bob
66.
Lewis and Joe Kelly daw, 1969.
1969.
yeah. 1969, si Joe Kelly and Joe Kelly and Bob Lewis. Yeah. We also that team, we went to Hong Kong and played almost the national team of South Korea, except Shin Dong-pa. You know, I remember the national players of South Korea, which is, I don't know if you know them, but it was 60s.
Mhm.
Even I mentioned the name. Anyway, without Shin Dong-pa, we were able to win the championship in Hong Kong against South Korea, against I don't know who else, but we met South Korea in the finals in the Hong Kong Invitational. Yeah, and that was in
This-
1999. Yeah.
This photo is great. I mean, Freddie Webb, hindi
Yeah.
pa malaki katawan dito eh.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Payat pa si Freddie Webb dito eh. And then
Yeah.
si Turing Valenzuela, batang-bata pa.
Yeah,
Oh
si
yeah,
Fred-
number 13.
And it was really different then because you have two guys in the picture who are wearing turtlenecks.
Oh,
Turtleneck
okay.
t-shirts. So,
Yeah.
pwede pa mag-turtleneck sa Pilipinas nung panahon na yon.
I guess malamig
Yeah.
pa naman, ano?
Yeah. You know what? I would like to mention Freddie. When I joined Eco, he was already the fastest.
Mhm.
You know, we practiced and we also ran, and I won't be able to beat Freddie. Sa Oh yeah, he was. Oh yeah, he was the fastest. He was the fastest.
Yeah. And then someone says this photo might have been the Panamin Invitational Cup. So,
Okay. Yeah.
mhm.
Okay, go to the next one. Okay, this is back to PBA photo. This
Yeah,
colored na
this-
yung photo, ano? So,
Yeah, it's a colored photo. I see Abe Monzon,
Oh
Vic
yeah.
Sanchez,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Robert De La Rosa with that hairstyle of his
Yeah.
is there.
Team
Prince,
Gotham.
Prince Valiant
Valiant.
na hairstyle ng Bert De La Rosa, ano?
You know what,
Jimmy,
guys?
yeah, Jimmy's in this photo.
Yeah, okay. That was probably 79 or 1980. You know, I would probably say Eco and Tanduay was a tale of two cities.
Mhm,
You know,
okay.
Eco back then in the 60s and the 70s, you know, I was the youngest, and we have the elders, you know, and we have well, I wouldn't say the elders. I would say experienced players.
Okay.
So we have experienced players. And then comes 1975, I was in shock. I was shocked, surprised that ECO did not retain the services of those veteran players.
Yeah.
Pumasok na ng PBA.
Yeah, Elias Tolentino, Sanny Reyes, Edo Campo, Turo Valinsona, and who else? Egay Gomez. All those veteran players. You know, up to 1974, we competed against Crispa and Toyota, or in 1969, for that matter, against Meralco, or in the 70s. All those teams we competed against, we won 1 or 2 championships in a year because of those
Yeah.
veteran players, you know, plus us. You know, I wouldn't say I'm a star player or whatever, but I always see myself as a supporter of this, you know, these named players. And then in 1975, the start of the PBA, I was looking for these veteran players, and I didn't see them. I said, "Wow, what happened?" I didn't ask. I
So
didn't.
you were the veteran player already.
Now I'm the
Oh.
only veteran player. I said, "How can you know?" I mean, we had well, actually, that 75, Mike Bilbao and Freddie Webb,
Yeah, wala.
Lahat.
even though they were already in the Eco-Mica team, they didn't join us.
Mm.
They would like to test first what is the PBA. So I said, okay. So our players then was Joy Cleopas, and I think Dave Subnet was there already,
Yeah.
and Marty Sampson, Salazar,
Reno.
Serino. Yeah, Reno. Oh, he's a good friend of mine, and he's such a good friend. Who else was there? I mean, like, wow. I said, what happened? You know what happened? Yeah. So and then so 75, 76. That's the start of the Crispa Toyota rivalry, and we were demoted into the background.
Right.
We were,
Not
yeah. Go ahead.
very different ang Tanduay, no, from the eco days of yours.
No,
Because
but
Tanduay
I
was
Oh,
also
yeah.
like,
struggling to
I
compete.
also like to ask though about yung tawag dito. Yeah, sorry. I also like to ask about, hindi pa uso yung free guard rotation dati, pero sikat na yung trio nung Bilbao, Webb, at saka Canent. In fact, there's a picture
yes.
somewhere that has three of you.
I think
Yeah,
in
well, the picture's coming up.
Yes. I think in 1977, Coach Kaloy came back. You know, he came back, and Freddie was already back into form, and Mike, you know, he was already a veteran, and I would consider myself also as a veteran. And whenever we were 1, 2, 3, and Coach Kaloy will start me with Freddie, or will start me with Mike, you know, because I'm older than Mike, and Mike was still grooming, but he was good already. And then what happened was that he experimented. Coach Kaloy experimented in 77 or 78. The three of us, with Joy Cleopas and maybe Jimmy Manansala or si Jimmy Taguines or whoever, Vic Sanchez, whatever, and it clicked. So from then on, yeah. And I would like to commend Mike, because he's not a shooter really. He likes to pass than to shoot. And then I was the recipient of all his passes, all his assists. So I would like to thank Mike for that.
This photo on the
Yeah.
screen has Gene Moore is your import here. And curiously,
Oh,
Mike
yes.
Bilbao. Mike Bilbao's not in this picture.
Yeah.
But you know, your daughter Rosalyn is
Yeah.
insisting you have to see these photos. So she says, "Can you tap the screen again and press what's this? That view?
Wala.
Wait, tap the screen and touch the gallery view. It should say.
Gallery. Oh, the gallery view. The gallery view.
Yeah, does it say gallery view when you tap your screen? Because you need to see
Yeah.
the pics, she says.
Gaganda na pictures eh.
Oo. Wala talaga.
Wala
You
talaga
tap
eh.
it on the
Wala.
right side. Sayang talaga.
Sayang.
Yes.
I don't know if I would click the X, baka mawala kayo eh. So,
Wag.
Sayang. Well, this
Yeah.
this photo is a great one. You sent this to me,
Yes.
Rene. This is face to face with Kevin Porter of the Washington Bullets.
oh yeah, the Washington Bullets.
Mhm.
Well,
Yes,
in
sir.
1979, maybe it was my peak year.
Mhm.
They selected me as one of the so-called PBA All-Stars instead of naming them the Philippine team or whatever. I would say it's also the Philippine team. So we had, I think, 8 Filipino players,
Five
and
imports.
4 imports.
Four
And
na ba?
we-
Parang five imports yata. Oo.
Oh, 5 imports.
Yeah.
And we played. This was 1979, I guess,
Yes.
and played the Washington Bullets
Yeah.
on a 1-game exhibition.
And then they were the
And,
defending champion. They were the champion
Yes,
NBA
yeah.
squad. Mhm.
Yeah, and I was gonna say that that team with Jaworski, Fernandez, and Atoyko, and we played a good game, but really those NBA teams or NBA players were more superior than us in the 70s. Yeah,
Medyo
And-
Kevin
and I would
Porter, di ba? Yeah.
yeah.
Wes Unseld,
Kevin
Elvin
Porter,
Hayes. Yeah.
Elvin Hayes, yeah.
Wes Unseld, and actually
Elvin
we
Hayes,
had
yeah.
Glenn McDonald on our team.
Yeah.
I
Larry
remember.
McNeil.
Larry McNeil, Dean
Yeah.
Tolson,
Yeah,
Cyrus
Dean
Mann.
Yeah, Larry Pounds, I think.
Larry
was-
Pounds.
Larry
Yeah,
Pounds,
and
probably.
this wasn't just any NBA team. This was a team that had been to 2 consecutive NBA finals.
Yeah.
So it was
Yeah.
a pretty strong team.
Yes, yes,
Late
yes.
70s.
And if I would go back to 1979 or 1980, if I may go there, like I told you earlier, we were only fighting for third place, right? We are always third place. 77, 78, 79, whatever. So finally, we had Gene Moore,
Right.
and so we reached the finals.
Yeah. 1978
So, I don't
invitationals.
know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was 1978
We-
invitationals.
Yeah, the PBA. So we reached the finals for the first time, and we had a chance to win the championship. Unfortunately, Gene Moore sprained his ankle,
Mhm.
but he was dominating,
Mhm.
and we were supporting Gene Moore, and we had a good team back then. I mean, like, I'm not going to lift myself, but I was playing very well.
Mhm.
Joy Cleopas was playing very well. And we had Gene Moore as our center. And he taught us how to drive and how to make a screen and how to avoid whatever. So,
Mhm.
yeah, he was an NBA player, former
Mhm.
NBA player.
You had two imports then, right? Wasn't it David Payne, the other import?
Bernie
Yes,
Harris yung isang
it was
comment dito.
David Payne.
No, I think David
or-
Payne that time they made the finals. I think it was David Payne with
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. You know what? I met David Payne here in LA. Back in the, I don't know, maybe late 80s or whatever. He heard he heard that there's this guy, this Filipino guy playing because I played in the Asian League in LA, Los Angeles. So we have a team, which is the Compadres. We call it the Compadres. And we competed in the Asian League.
Mhm.
And someone told David, hey, David, you should see this guy. He's a Filipino, and he plays like this, like this, like this. And David, he said, there's only one guy that I know who plays like that. So I got to watch this guy. So he went over and watched our game. Oh, and when he saw me and I saw him, we hugged each other, and he lifted me, brought me up there, and he said, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. There's only one guy who plays like that, and blah, blah, blah. And I knew it. So we had, we had a good time. David,
What year was that,
yeah.
sir? What year was that when you saw each other again?
70, oh, that,
80
when
something na.
oh yeah, because I retired after the 1980 conference. I played up, I finished the 1980. And our coach then was Tito Eduque, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah, he coached us for 1 or 2 years. And well, I gave up basketball for my family. So
Because we were
yeah.
fit-
Now, so I was very curious about that because you were at the
Yeah.
top of your game. In fact, you retired.
Yeah,
You're
I was-
averaging
I was-
14 points a game pa when you retired. Eh.
Yeah, I heard about that. So, someone told me, or someone emailed me that you were averaging 14.9 or something
Yeah,
Yeah.
and 6 assists a game.
in the PBA.
Yeah.
Why did you retire? I said, well, my family was already, all of them were already here. Since my brother in 1957, my sister came in 67, and all of them came, in the 70s, and blah blah blah. So, well, you either have to choose, basketball or the family or whatever. I had a good job back at Elizalde International.
Yeah. Mhm.
They gave me a good job. I was in the management at Elizalde International. Alam ni Charlie to. Because all the players, sina Elias Tolentino and Freddie Webb and Edo Campo and Egay Gomez, and, they all work dun sa Elizalde and Company, which is the main office in Makati.
Mhm.
And in the Elizalde International, we had Sunny Reyes, also in the management level, Orly Castello, also in the management level. And at that time, Mike Bilbao was also in the management level at Elizalde Road. So we were all holding responsible jobs, I would say. Yeah. Don Manolo was very nice to give us all these responsible jobs. So, and I think it taught us, how to live and how to live life.
Yeah. But was it hard at all to walk away, or was your heart being torn apart? To leave the PBA, playing as well as you were playing at the time?
Yes, it was hard at first. You see, I see all the players. The players were like family already. I see them in the morning when we jog and run, and then after working out in the morning, what I do as a player and as an employee of Elizalde International, so I report for work. Mike will also report for work, and this was already in the PBA, and back then Sisani was already retired, Elias was already retired. Egay was already retired. So only the young ones were there. Like, we also had Abed Gutierrez, by the way.
Yeah.
He,
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, so so what we do then back then was we work out in the morning, and then I report for work from 8:30 to 5, and then after 5 we again practice at 7. Basketball na yun. Yeah. So and that's every day, and
Yeah.
that's every day, except if you have a game. But after a game, the following day, you report again for workout in
Yeah.
the morning, which we wake up, let's say at 4 a.m. to 5 a.m. and we go
Okay.
sometimes to Meralco, and sometimes we go to Luneta, and then just to change some scenery. And it was nice. It was nice, and like I said, you see the players in the morning and in the afternoon, and then so you see them every day, and then inside the locker room, oh man, it was nice in the locker room. It was nice. I miss that, the locker room. You joke with each other, and you hit with each other, and blah blah blah, and players will be players, and a lot of BS.
That's putting it mildly pa.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. No, but the 6
Yeah,
years, so
I
you
can say the
played
word, right?
6 years. You played 6 years in the PBA,
Yes.
75 to 80. And then,
Yes.
as you said, it was a different experience. You weren't winning like you were with
Yes.
Eco,
Yeah.
but
Eco.
it was fun. But
Oh, yeah.
you have to tell us about those 6 years. Was the competition tougher? Because a lot of the Mika stars who moved into the PBA, a lot of them didn't excel
Yes.
as much.
Yes.
Ano klaseng experience yung PBA compared to Mika? And for you, what do you remember about the 6 years?
Well, I remember on that 6 years, like I told you, we were only competing for third place. Kung makakachamba kami, we will, go to the finals or whatever. But we have the attitude of winning. Coach Kaloy, injected into our brain that we have to win. You guys are good. You guys are experienced enough to win the championship or whatever. It's just tough luck that we need maybe one or two more players, because Crispa and Toyota were really strong. It's strong teams. Yeah, they have all the the players, and I would say, and then as an older player, or teammate, I met, I asked the coach if I can meet with the players, and I said, you know what, guys, Crispa Toyota, when we were in the Mika, because in the Mika we already had Joy and Marte and Mike Bilbao and Freddie Webb, and I said, Mika years or Mika days, we were beating these guys. So what's the point of not beating them in the PBA? It's just the same, but we didn't beat them.
Yeah.
Kahit na psychological gawin yun, lakas talaga eh.
Yeah, they were really strong. I mean, we did our best. We did our best. We work out in the morning, in the afternoon. We did our job or whatever, but still, we're probably lacking one or two players, just like
On the screen right now is a picture of the three of you. Number 18 of Tanduay, number 14 of Tanduay, and number 4 ng Tanduay, the three guards.
Yes.
Tell us about the relationship with the three of you dito. I mean, this is the first ever three-guard star combination, I guess, in Philippine basketball.
That was Freddie was older than I am, and I'm older than Mike. So when when the veteran players left already, and Freddie was now the senior of all of us, whatever. Well, he was very nice teammate. He was a very nice teammate. He was, he will also encourage us. Hey guys, we gotta do this and do that and blah blah blah. You know what? But I was gonna say, me and Mike were best friends. Whenever we go out of town, me and Mike, were roommates or whatever. So and up to now, and up to now, I call Mike and he calls me and we chat. We reminiscing the
Old days.
the
Old days.
the 70s, the good old days.
Yeah,
Yeah,
when Mike
They gave me your
Bilbao-
number.
Yeah.
Bilbao's gave me your number. So
Oh, yeah?
Brother, when Mike had his accident that almost took his life, what was your
Yes.
where were you and what was your reaction?
Well, I was here already, and I was surprised. Well, I read in the news that he met an accident, and he was like unconscious for a month or whatever. So, wow. I mean, I almost, oh my goodness. I mean, like that was a shock. That was like, because my good friend Mike, he needs all his friends right now. That time, he needs all his friends. Well, the family was there, but he needs all his friends. And I was very thankful that the number of players, I don't know if it's the SAL players or some of the PBA players, held an exhibition
yeah.
Yeah.
for him.
For the love of Mike.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, for the love of Mike. Yeah. Oh, that
Because
was
even
nice.
even actors and singers and everything,
yes.
showbiz, yeah,
Even
they
the imports
organized
showed up. Even the
organized a
imports
big
showed
event.
up for
Even the
that.
national team played. The national team
Yeah.
played for that.
Oh, that was nice. Yeah, that was nice. I mean, I love that guy. He was like my little brother. Yeah, Mike Bilbao. Oh man, he was such a unique player. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, as Freddie, he's a unique player. We always kid Freddie about he's faster than the ball. I mean, they say the ball is faster than the players, but in case of Freddie, he's he's speedier than the ball.
Did
I
you
mean, like,
were you surprised that Freddie Webb became a TV and movie actor?
no, no, I wasn't surprised because you know what? When we were, we guested in some of the shows, and we always say, "Hey, Mr. Freddie Webb, will you please stay on the last seat?" Because pag si Freddie nasa una na siya, you won't be interviewed anymore because Freddie will be there and you will just clap and blah blah blah. But we
Kwentuhan na lang
always
sila ni
say,
Joe Quirino. Sila ni Joe
Yeah,
Quirino na
yeah,
mag-usap.
Joe Quirino.
we always say, Freddie, give the others a chance, please. But he was very gracious, But back then he was already a star. We know already. We knew that he was going to be an entertainer or in show business or whatever. Yeah.
He
Freddie Webb.
eventually became a senator also.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he also became a senator. Yeah, which was very very good. Yeah, as well as Jaworski. Yeah,
Yeah,
Mhm.
the two of them.
yeah.
Yes,
Excuse me.
92.
Who's
Si-
next? There's more photos. Can you flash?
wait, wala na.
That's
That's the last. I just want to go back to Rene, what you were telling us a while ago about you guys having to also hold down a day job
Mhm.
while also playing in the PBA, because I cannot imagine PBA teams now doing that to their players. But were all of the Tanduay players required to also report for work at the office, or just only a select few of you?
Yeah, only a select Yeah, few of us because they like Joy Cleopas and Abet Gutierrez and Jimmy Manansala and who else? Reno and
Bochok, sila Bochok.
yeah, si Bochok.
The late Bochok de los Santos.
They the company will ask you if you want to hold a job too, you know, and for some reason, Mike and Sonny Reyes and Orly Castello, and then sina Egay on the Elzalde and Company, Egay Elias, Ed Rocky, and Freddie Webb. Yeah, they, well, it's an additional pay. Yeah, and yeah, back then it wasn't, well, now I guess the, well, when we were in the PBA, we were already the envy of the Mika players because we have the PBA and we have the Mika also. Then, you know, and now the Mika players, their ambition now is to be in the PBA because the salary are also a little bit high. I'm not going to say whatever, but yeah, big, like the stars, like on the Crispa side, let's say, I'm sure Atoyko and Philip Cesar and Bogs Adornado and Abet Gidaben and you know who else are yeah and on the other side you have Jaworski Arnaiz, Mon Fernandez and,
Yeah.
oh goodness there yeah and then well we don't disclose our salary because
Yeah.
because we still we still think that you know some of the players might be envious of how much I'm getting, whatever. But you know we don't disclose that. So just
Secret.
yeah,
You know who's
secret.
so somebody just logged in. He says, "Hi Rene, I'm watching you now. God bless." It says Orutski Valensona. I think that's
Oh, there
Turo
you
Valensona.
go. Idol. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Idol.
Coach Turing is watching right now.
Yeah, he's very close to me too. You know, whenever he comes to the US so many times, you know, I meet him. And whenever I go to the Philippines, I always, you know, call the guys and said, "Hey, how's Turo? Whatever." He, you know, we should meet with Turo and oh, he was my idol. I call him idol because he was such a good friend. He was
When was the last time you were in the Philippines?
in 2018, I guess.
Recent lang.
Not too long ago. Yeah.
Yeah, the last time before 2018, 98 and 99, because I started playing the hardest sport, the game of golf.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. It was
Speaking
so
of,
hard.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys commenting about golf, saying that you're their idol in golf. Some of your friends
yes.
are
Yeah, what's
saying
your handicap?
Speaking of golf, see Coach Ricky Dandan of the UP Fighting Maroons says, "Warm regards, Rene." 4. Sabi niya.
Yes, because I once you know he came over and Ricky Dandan and I met him because one of my golfing buddies, you know, is is relative of Ricky Dandan and we played in one of the hardest course, the Eagle Glen Golf Course. That was one of the hardest course and he was like, "Hey, this is easy for you." No, I said I'm just lucky. What I would say I'm not a good golfer, decent golfer. Yeah.
We know from your handicap. What's your handicap?
We don't
Single.
disclose
Baka
also.
Single digit
Single.
or
I was going to ask. I was going to ask how many strokes behind you was Coach Ricky Dandan.
Tambak si Ricky
Oh,
dyan.
Ask Vicky. You know what? I heard that Mon Fernandez is a very good golfer.
I've heard that
And-
as well. I've heard that as
Yeah, and also if you remember Ray Franco, he's
Mhm.
also a very. That's what I I understood. I mean, like, yeah, those two guys are the guys that being, they tell me, hey, those two guys, you don't play against those guys. They're hustlers.
well. Okay, so since we're on the topic of golf, can you compare golf to basketball?
Oh, it's
Is there a similarity, or is it totally different aside from shooting a ball into a hole?
well,
I guess
in
that's
the
the only similarity it has, right?
maybe in the stance, maybe like you're playing defense, your knee bent, but there are a lot of basic fundamentals in the game of golf. I mean, like, it's basketball is easier than golf. I'd say, yeah, I would
Yeah.
say I would like to also I would like to say hello to my golfing buddies, the MGL group and the compadres group.
Yeah.
Oh, ito na, sumagot na si Coach Ricky Dandan. Rene scored 88. Ako never
Oh
mind.
my god.
Sabi niya, ako never mind. Sabi niya.
Yeah,
Three
That's a
figures,
hard
3 digits si Coach Ricky dyan.
that's a hard course. That's a hard course in the. Yeah, I mean, like, that's a good score for me already.
I
You know,
have a basketball question, Rene. This has
Yeah.
to do with the PBA. If you had a chance to play for another team, not Tanduay, in the PBA, which team would it have been?
Well,
Lakers.
I would like to.
May Lakers na kami narinig.
PBA tayo, PBA lang.
Well, I would like to play again with Jaworski, of course.
Toyota.
With in fact, there was a rumor then that, and then some of the employees, because I know some employees from the Delta Motors before Toyota, and they said that they're talking about, me, playing for them or whatever. I said, I don't know. I have no idea what's going on or whatever. So actually, also Coach Kaloy also heard that, and we met man to man or one on one, and he said, "Hey, I heard blah 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 that." I said, "Well, my contract is not up yet, so I cannot say whatever." So in 78 or 79, when my contract was up, they signed me right away and gave me a very nice package or offer that I cannot refuse. So
Wala na,
I was
wala na.
to play with Toyota. But to answer your question, of course, like I said, like I told you, if you play with Sonny Jaworski, and who would not, I don't know, but I would like to play with those guys, Arnaiz, Jaworski, and Fernandez, and Abby King. Actually, I met Abby King here in the US, and we talk a lot too, And Mon Fernandez is a good guy. We are Facebook friends. I am Facebook friend with Mon Fernandez, and he's a good guy. And I understand that he holds a top position in the sports, in the Philippine sports.
Commission, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Athletes or the former players like Mon Fernandez and Jaworski and Arnaiz, they should get involved in developing the youth. That's what I think. I mean, like, because the young ones, they idolizes them. They, am I right? Or
Yeah.
I think they're
Big influence nila.
Yeah. In fact, you know what? In 1978 or 79, the rivalry of Crispa and Toyota was so much, And then we held a meeting among the players, and the Crispa side approached me and said, "Hey, Rene, we're going to elect you as the players president, the PBA president." And I said, "Well, we have to discuss that." And then while I was going back to my seat or whatever, here comes Jaworski and I said, "Hey, Rene, we are going to elect you as the players president for the PBA." I said, "Oh my goodness." I said, "You guys really, really rivals, so," and well, voila, I was the the president of the Players Association.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I had the pleasure of meeting with the PBA commissioner, which is Leo Prieto then, and the president, which is Domingo Ichon. So we discussed a lot of things. We discussed a lot of things. We also discussed fines for the dirty players. And
Wow, si Vic Sanchez dun.
yeah. And I was the one, because I, as the president, I would be the one to talk to the player who was, fined or suspended with a letter and said, "I'm sorry, but you are suspended for one game and here's your fine."
Yeah.
And that was a hard job,
No, but that shows the respect. It shows the respect that your peers had for you, for you to be.
Well, I would like to thank them too. But yeah, I mean, like, these two teams up to, are really rivals. But I would, I try to be friendly with all of them. I always try. I always, come on, guys. I mean, we play for one league, and no, we have to respect each other because it's a job. And one of I'm very proud that one of the bill that we passed was that, well, I don't know if it's still going on right now, but in the 70s, when I was the president of the PBA Players, we passed a bill that one kid or one son or daughter of a player, if you play more than 5 years in the PBA, one of your kid can go to the school and free of fees.
It's still around. It's still around. Yeah.
It's still around.
Yeah, it's still around.
I know they're still implementing that.
Yeah.
That's good. I mean, like, we were the one who initiated that. Leo Prieto and Domingo Ichon. Yeah. And I'm very proud that I was part of it. I mean, imagine one of your kids or, school free of 3 years, whatever. And then I suggested a clause that if that person is very, very smart enough to, not if the player played only for 6 years or 7 years, and he's smart enough to continue his studies, he can go and masters or whatever. We had that sign.
That's right.
And, yes. And
Si Fritz Gaston did that.
Fritz Gaston did that.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
Fritz Gaston. Yeah.
Fritz Gaston availed of that.
I'm very proud of that. I also saw Fritz Gaston's episode. He was nice too. I mean, I wasn't able to meet Fritz in person back then or whatever, because I was retired already when he played.
Ano ba nag-PBA si Fritz? 79,
79. Nag-abot kayo ng 2 seasons. Pero
Yeah,
he was
go
with
for
you.
that. Pero I think by 2 seasons
Yeah.
lang yung mga careers niya.
Yeah, he was a rookie, and
And
Utex had Lim and Beng.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and Bogs.
yeah. And
Oh.
Bogs Adornado.
Yeah,
Gino Blesada.
and I think was Danny Florencio already with UTEX then, or
He was,
Not-
Nauna
not-
yata
was
siya
with
sa UTEX before Toyota, di ba?
no, nag-Toyota
Yeah.
siya 79.
Manotok? Yeah,
Mm.
Manotok was the head coach.
That's right.
Mm.
That's right.
Glenn McDonald was one of the imports. Yeah, yeah, he was. Oh, Lehman Bang was. He's a nice fellow. That guy is very nice, quiet, but very effective. He was also a good player.
Well,
Yeah.
speaking of that scholarship thing, no, for the sons or children of PBA players,
Yes.
one of our followers, top followers, Tony Valenzuela said Philip Cesar's son was a PBA recipient of a scholarship.
There you go.
So
I'm
was one of the sons of Bert De La Rosa.
okay. I'm happy for that.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that now you see. I had no news about that, and I think
Okay.
after when I left, I think the president was Mon Fernandez. If
Mhm.
Yes.
I don't know. You have to correct me if I'm wrong, but that bill was passed because of our children. Yeah, because of our family.
So at
And-
least you-
Speaking of children, you have a photo in your background that we've been looking at kanina pa. You have four daughters right there.
4 daughters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Walang nag-basketball dyan?
Walang nag-basketball. Yeah, the only the athletes, like I told you, Matt, who was 6'5", he played volleyball.
Apo mo
And
na
now
yan, Apo na yan.
He's also not active anymore. And Aliyah, who was twice high school MVP. If you win the MVP high school here in LA, oh my goodness, you
you're
must
one. That
be.
means you're one of the best. Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, because I watch her games, I watch her practices, and she also introduced me to her coach, a woman. And when the coach learned that I played pro, so she also asked me some pointers to if I can give some pointers, and she asked me, well, I said I can simplify your set play instead of these high schoolers are, sometimes they're, they don't know what to do or whatever. So let's just simplify the set plays. And she was very happy about that. Yeah. Just to
Wait, wait,
simplify.
Which brings me to the question. You coached Philip Cesar way back then when you were a varsity player for JRC.
Yes.
Did you not get interested in coaching basketball after your pro career was over? Why wasn't that the next? That's usually the next logical step for a lot of point guards, especially, to start coaching. Did you dabble in coaching also when you were there in the States already?
Here we just form a team, and we take turns in coaching the team. So what we do here is okay, for this tournament you'll be the coach, and then next tournament he will be the coach, and next tournament he will be the coach. So because also I was in the 80s and in the 90s, my kids are also growing up, and I had to attend to them. In fact, I worked at the U.S. Postal Service
Yeah.
and worked for Graveyard. I
Wow.
didn't work daytime because the kids, we have to attend to the kids. We have to bring them to school. We have to pick them up while they're growing. And my wife and I, we take turns and who's going to, bring them to school or and then I was going to pick them up, all of them. So I work graveyard, which is night shift, which is like 11 p.m. or sometimes 10 p.m. or 12 midnight.
Mhm.
So I can, bring the kids to school or pick them up when they're ready. So for more than 20 years, I did that, and I'm happy that I had no problem
Of
with
course. Of
all my
course.
kids.
Yeah.
They're all very, very nice.
Like their
They all love me.
Like their mom daw, like their mom. Na,
Well,
paki-acknowledge, like their mom.
Like their mom. Like their mom. No, no. But it's crazy. I mean, that short PBA career you had, but you left such a lasting legacy for a lot of the people.
Yeah.
Normally, Sid has his.
Go ahead, it's okay. Nasa mid lang.
Yeah, may mga standard questions si Sid, but before we get to those standard questions, I'd like to ask about some imports, because Tanduay did have a lot of good imports, Iko and Tanduay in your career. Do you recall who the best import was that you played with?
Well, best import was Moore, Gene Moore.
Gene Moore talaga.
Yeah, he was able to guide us to the finals. I'm sorry, but
It's okay.
wrong pipe. Getting
Oh,
older.
yeah. That happens to me a lot also. So I don't drink during the show. Mahirap na.
Oh, I have to drink too. Para ano.
Well, just to say again, the daughter of Leo Paguntalan also
Yeah,
availed
yeah.
of the scholarship. So marami na pala naka-avail ng
Yes.
scholarship na yun. And of
Yeah.
course, your daughter says she loves you. Roslyn says she loves you, and so does Brooklyn. Love you, Grandpa.
Oh,
Grandpa. He's the youngest. Brooklyn is the youngest.
it's the baby.
And you know what? Brooklyn, she calls me every day.
Oh.
I have son.
Yan ang kasiyahan ng mga lolo at lola. Yan ang kasiyahan talaga yung mga
Yeah.
apo.
And Brooklyn, she calls me every day. We FaceTime every day.
She's now in Texas.
She now lives in Texas, in Dallas, and they came from the state of Washington, and they just moved to Texas.
Oh.
And Brooklyn, she's a bundle of joy. She's
Ilang taon na siya? Ilang taon na siya?
she's 9 years old.
Nice.
Wow.
9 years old, and she always calls and every day, and she acts like she's so mature and don't go out, you know.
Yeah, stay safe, huh?
Yeah.
Well,
I would like to say hello. Well, I've said hello already to my compadres and the MGL group. I'd like to say hello to my mechanic, Mike Rabahat. Hello, Mike. How you doing? No, okay. We
Oh,
continue.
Mike the mechanic, ha?
Yeah, Mike the mechanic. Si Riza's also watching. She says, love you, Dad. Riza Chapa. Riza Canent Chapa is watching.
Yeah.
So love you, Dad.
Risa is our teacher.
The family is
She,
all in.
now teaches in grade school. Yeah.
But Sid, you have some questions.
Yeah, Sid.
No, yeah. Before I go to the regular questions, I'd just like to ask Sir Rene. So you've been in LA for a long time, and I know there's a thriving Filipino basketball scene there in LA. You have all of these leagues for Phil-Ams. Are you actively involved in that, or were you actively involved as a player back then?
Yes. In '81, they when they learned that I was here, so one team, the compadres team, they asked me if I can play with them.
Mhm.
So lo and behold, up to now, this compadres team is still my compadres. You know, now we play golf now. But back then, I'm not going to say I'm proud that we had this basketball team that I would like to thank them. That if not for them, it's very lonely here once you have no friends yet. So they took me, and we won championships after championships after championships, and at one point we won. We were very proud of saying we won 92 straight games.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we broke.
Wow.
We broke,
Tinalo nyo pa yung iko ah.
we broke the UCLA 88 game winning streak.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, yeah. We competed in the, well, because we were already over 30, and we competed against the A player, because we have A player here, and the double A's. So the over 30, we have this league that we play in. About in a year, we played in the city of LA, in the city of West Covina, and in the city of Carson. And we amassed that number of winnings in all throughout the years.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if someone can, but we because we have this coach that he kept all the records. And hey guys, we are already okay, we have won already 50 straight games and blah blah blah. You know what? So our target would be the next 5 games or whatever. So and we won, like I told you, we won championships after championships after championships, and so yeah, and
Those 92 straight wins was stretched over how many years, if you remember?
I would say, well, maybe for 10 years or
Wow.
a little bit more, because I retired here. I retired sa basketball, okay? I was still playing when I was 50 years old. In in the city of Carson, we won back-to-back with my players back then was a player from Sambeda and Iko. Yeah, si Totoy Gagan.
Yeah,
He
okay.
played.
Yeah, of course.
He played. And then we also had a player who played for PSBA and also PBA, si Ben Obrigue.
Yeah.
I think
Big
you know them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, that's it. Among the players that played in the PBA. We also had, I also had a chance to play with Gary Vargas.
Yun ang idol ko.
Yeah, when he came over. Also, when Distrito came, Rudy Distrito came also, and we welcomed him. And he admitted, okay, here's a fun situation.
Okay.
Yeah, because we okay, so it's your first time here, and your first time to compete against us or whatever. We would like you to be our guest speaker. So we put him in the spot, and you know what? He said very nicely, "Don't be like me, because I'm the dirtiest player in the PBA when I was playing." So please, so he said, "So please," and I was in the background, and he said, "Rene, is that okay?" Yeah, I think that's okay. Okay.
I think that's
So
okay.
he admitted that he was the dirtiest player. He was the baddest player in the PBA because I think he was suspended
Yeah, he
during
was.
that time. Whatever.
Yes.
Anytime.
That's why his
His license was revoked, actually.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy. All these PBA players that I met, si Bernard Fabiosa, he's here. He's very nice. He is very nice. Fabiosa is very nice. Eddie Cuevas is very nice, and then we met a lot. Oh, I actually had the chance to uh, you know meet well, not meet, but with Danny Florencio.
Mhm.
You know, I played with him in the 67 or whatever, but we continued our friendship here. We go to San Francisco, and he comes to LA, and we had a good time. Danny Florencio,
Yeah.
he's one of the nicest guy too. Yeah, very
Rest in
nice.
peace, Danny Florencio.
Rest in peace, Danny. He was very nice, and yeah, yeah,
Sabi
and
nga ni Emer Legaspi, di ba? Magkaibigan sila also all throughout.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mag-asawa daw sila, yan ang joke
Oh.
sa kanila sa Toyota.
Oh,
Because they
Emer-
were
Emer
together.
Legaspi.
and Danny Florencio.
yeah.
oh.
Yeah, they were
Mag-asawa daw
together all
sila.
the time.
You know, si Emer, because I had a short stint in the PBA, you know, Mika, yeah, altogether I had 15 years, but Emer came, I think, my last 2 years or whatever. Oh, he was good already. I mean, I told the guys he's going to be a good player. Emer Legaspi is going to be a good player, and he, you know, I wasn't wrong. He was, yeah.
Basta
Well,
may
Sid.
pasok yun.
Mm.
O sige, Sid, shoot na.
Yeah, 2 hours na pala tayo. Then, sir, just to... Pero hindi, masarap ang kwentuhan eh.
Sarap eh. Masarap
Yeah,
talaga.
So,
Not a
to
problem.
wrap it up, we asked this question of all of our guests. I'm gonna ask it of you now. Who are your top 5 favorite teammates? Favorite, not really the best, but your favorite teammates.
Well, my last, okay. First of all, I would like to thank Egay, Elias, Ed Roque, Turo, and Sandy Reyes. Sandy Reyes was the best. Yeah, Sandy Reyes was the best. He took me under his wing, and he was the one who, because he was already in the management level when I was still not in the management level, and he also took me and he was I would like to thank that guy. I mean, he was so very nice. Also, rest in peace, Sandy Reyes. You're Egay Gomez also, Elias Tolentino and Ed Roque and of course my idol Arturo Valenzuela. And of course Freddie. And I wasn't able to really mingle with Ed Ocampo, but he was a very nice fellow too. I mean, like he was, when we were playing, he smokes and I
Yeah.
smoke too, and we will, smoke, and we talk and he wore contact lenses, and I was also wearing contact lenses then. I think I was the first one in Mika who wore
Okay.
Hard lens pa.
hard lens pa.
Hard lens pa. Oh.
69, it was still hard lens. Yes.
Mhm.
It was only in the 1970 or 71 that they created the soft lenses.
Mhm.
So I was, hard lens. Lagi nawawala. And one instant what was that Francis Arnaiz was very nice to, we collided and I lost my hard lens or soft lens or whatever. Yeah, it was already soft, but we collided and I lost it. It popped out. And he was the one who was able to find the Rene. I mean, he's a nice guy too. Yeah. And then after those team, I told you, the Elizalde team is a tale of two cities. And then after those, my years with the veterans, I had a chance to befriend Joy Cleofas and Mike Bilbao and Jimmy Manansala and Abet Gutierrez and Bochok de los Santos and Jimmy Taguines. Yeah. When 77,
Mhm.
Jimmy won the Rookie of the Year.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah, and I was also lucky enough to win also the most sportsmanlike player of the year.
Oo nga pala. Yeah.
And the MVP back then was Ubalde.
Yes.
Yeah, 77.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was 1977.
Yeah, Jimmy Manansala just sent me a message just to say that he cherished the time that he played with you.
Oh yeah, same here. He was a very good shooter. He was a shooter. You know, we have players we called scorers and shooters. Jimmy Manansala is both. He can score and he is a pure shooter.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I agree.
The like I said, there are shooters and scorers. June Papa was a very good shooter. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, guys, ano pa? Anything left for Mr. Rene?
Alam mo, we would like to have an eternity of basketball with Mr. Rene Canent, but unfortunately, we don't have an eternity
That's right.
of basketball.
That's the problem. That's the problem. But it's been such a pleasure, Rene. Would you like to just your last message for everyone, and then if you want to greet anybody, now's the time.
Oh yeah. Well, first of all, I'd like to thank God, of course, and I would like to thank my mom and dad,
My wife.
brothers. And
he was
Of course.
getting there. He was getting
the
there.
wife.
I think he was getting there.
Yeah, the wife. Yeah, and my four girls. I would like to thank Don Manolo for giving me a chance to play for his team and to work at the Elizalde International. All the big bosses there. Yeah, I would like to thank the fans. Really, the fans. The fans are the best. I mean, my fans, your fans, opponent fans, they are really fans. I would like to thank them for supporting the PBA, the Mika, Den, and the PBA, and I would like to ask all the fans to support the players. We have some not so good players and very good players. Yeah, which that's understandable. I would like to thank all my friends here in the US, my basketball buddies and my golfing buddies, which I mentioned already. Yeah, and my grandkids. Yeah. After this, I'm going to talk. Well, I don't know if I'm going to talk to Brooklyn because she's in Dallas and that's 2 hours different. Yeah, so that's well, she's probably sleeping already, and
Tomorrow morning.
yeah, tomorrow morning she's going to FaceTime me again. Grandpa, it's a bundle, you know. And I would like to thank you guys.
Oh,
You know,
Our pleasure. It's
thank
our
you
pleasure.
very much.
Our pleasure, sir.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Thank you for agreeing to be on the show.
Yeah, I had fun. It was fun.
Yeah.
I mean, this is something that for me, this is I'm so gracious enough to thank you and reminisce
Good old days.
the good old days.
Yeah, it's the best.
Yeah.
Mr.
Reminisce
Canent
the
is
best.
what? You're 73 already? 73? No gray hair?
I try to look good for everybody.
A lot of people were commenting that you look really. I guess golf is
Exactly.
doing you well, and you're physically fit until now. So that's great. Bravo to you.
Thank you very much.
Yes. In your memory, sir, I mean, the
Yeah, your
details,
memory.
the
Your
year,
memory is
Yes.
pretty sharp.
the specific year of
Yeah.
each teammate.
Compared to some of our past guests, your memory is better than a lot of the younger guys who came on. Yeah? They either forgot or they're purposely forgetting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not a lot of the players don't want to.
We always try to look good. We always try. Yeah.
It's been such a pleasure to have Rene Canent on the show. But
Yes.
before we say goodbye, I think
Sid
Noel.
muna before me.
Oh,
Sid
yeah.
muna before
Sid,
me.
no,
Yeah.
Sid has a short announcement for everyone watching. Sid?
Yeah. Very quickly lang ito, shameless plug. For those who don't know yet, yeah, the NBA is back here in the Philippines. That's why I'm wearing an NBA Manila shirt for this episode. No,
Gonna be shown here too.
yeah, it's
Ano?
gonna be shown starting July 31st. The NBA will be back on local television, 9 a.m. on One Sports. That's I think the battle between the Lakers and the Clippers
Slippers. Yep.
to
Clippers,
start
yes.
the NBA bubble games or the seeding games. No?
Go
And
Lakers.
yeah. Okay. then
Go
there's
Celtics.
also a pay TV channel, NBA TV Philippines, will be showing the Celtics versus the Bucks at 6:30, and then also the Lakers versus the Clippers. And then on Saturday, TV5 will also be showing a couple of games. So that's all I want to plug in.
Yeah.
The NBA is back. The game we love is home. Gaya nga sabi nila. So I hope everyone tunes in and subscribes to Signal if you don't have it yet.
Ayan.
Okay,
So
wow.
the NBA on Signal.
Oh,
Yes.
pwede ulit
TV5.
yung
Whole new
screen, Sid.
game. It's a whole new game.
All right.
Okay, so
so
Noel,
that's-
you have
that's,
anything?
We have the Lakers and the Clippers.
Yeah,
Yes.
that should be a good game. That should be a good game. And then now, just one more, Sir Rene. Noel naman,
Yes.
just for a short bit. Come on.
All right, we have our ongoing auction for all of those who are the benefit of those who got sidelined. There's no sports, so for those of sports broadcasting and production personnel who got sidelined, we are now auctioning off a signed Alaska jersey number 22. This guy wore number 22. Who is he? This guy, Jeffrey Carriazo's jersey number 22 is going up for auction next. Congratulations to Ivan Ong who won the Dylan Ababu jersey sa ating auction. So I will post details of this on my Facebook, and also I'll probably tag this the Authority of Basketball as well. But we have a signed jersey, actually game-worn jersey of the Jeff Carriazo during his time in the PBA. So that's going up for bids next. Again, for the benefit of the sports broadcasting and production personnel who got sidelined during this pandemic. So maraming salamat sa inyong tulong. Congratulations to Ivan Ong. Thank you for your support.
So thank
Very,
you.
very
Thank
quickly.
you. Yes,
Very, very quickly lang. Someone's asking me where I got this shirt. Well, you can actually order on NBA online store here in the Philippines. So I think they're back online.
Bukas
Wala
na rin.
wala na kasi mga physical stores muna yung NBA Philippines. So all merchandise you can order from the NBA online store in the Philippines. I forgot lang the URL, but you can Google
search.
it.
Kaya nyo yan.
Yeah, search na lang.
Okay, so one last message that we're gonna read before we say goodbye to Mr. Canent. It says, "Fun and Kalog, Rene. Congrats from Miguel and Techi.
Oh, there you go.
We missed the first part. Hi, Maruj and all in the Canent clan." So that's Techi Bilbao, and then of course Tito Mike watching as well. Of course your best
Yes,
friend, your
Tito
partner.
Mike.
Yeah, my Tito Mike. Tito Mike.
You know, I call him Tito Mike, and he
Oh, you
calls
do
me
also?
Tito Rene. Yeah.
Yeah. So well, that's great that he actually caught the tail end of that, because he was your backcourt partner, and then you guys are
Yeah.
Iko Tanduay
Oh,
legends.
he's my little brother.
Mhm.
Yeah. And Techi, she's a nice, very nice, person.
And she was
Yeah.
Very, coaching him. She was coaching him also.
Coaching him also the same way.
Yeah.
Same way your wife is coaching you. So that's really great.
Techi and my wife, they're also good friends. They talk to each other for hours too. Yeah. Up to now. Yeah.
Telebabad.
Yeah.
May FaceTime bamad na ngayon.
Yeah.
Gaya ng sinasabi palagi ni Noel Zarate pag siya ang nag-a-announce nung nag-goodbye para sa aming show. Sana may eternity of basketball tayo kasi ang saya ng kwentuhan talaga. Pero we have to stop at a certain point. And it's been 2 hours something with Mr. Rene Canent. And it's been such a pleasure to have the great JRC heavy bomber, Iko legend, and of course for Tanduay in the PBA, a short 6-year career. In 224 games, he averaged 13.8 points per game, and I think more than 5 assists a game. Impressive numbers from the Spitfire himself. You know, one of the quickest and wittiest, and you could outwit all his opponents. Rene Canent, what a pleasure to have you here. Thank you for joining us, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Maraming salamat sa iyo. At sa pamilya nyo, si Mrs. and all the kids who've been commenting and then helping us out, trying to get you to see the pictures. Thank you to everybody on the Canent side. On behalf, of course, of Sid Ventura and Noel Zarate, my partners here on AEOB, we wish you goodbye for now. But of course, on Friday, we have another guest. May guest tayo. And he used to wear a bandana. He played for Ateneo. You know already, we teased it on the page. We said bandana. And so he's the bandana kid. We're going to have Stevie Watson.
Oh, Stevie Watson. Yes.
Stevie Watson will be with us at 6
Very good
p.m.
player too.
Diba? 6 p.m. on Sunday here on an eternity
Friday.
Friday rather. Here on an eternity of basketball. So yun, sa ngalan ng mga aking kasamang dalawa, tapos si Sir Rene Canent, ako po si Charlie Cuna, signing off episode 32 of an eternity of basketball. What a journey we've taken today, and we continue to keep taking journeys with you along the way. Maraming salamat sa inyo lahat. Thank you,
We can do this again. Thank you very much.
Yes, we will.
Thank you.
Thank you.
God bless.
Salamat.
Thank you.